Going by Trent Pack. How dare you laugh at me at the beginning of the game? It's already started. We got Immortals versus SG. If I were Immortals, just in general, I'd be super scared of this South American squad for a best-of-1 elimination match, Trent.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of what they came out with right at the end, too. I think the Chaos Knight was probably the best pick left. I was kind of thinking some burst, right? You got to try and lock down this Animage, maybe some control. I was kind of picturing perhaps an Ursa or a Sven, but the CK is just perfect. I think we're going to be looking for Rubik this game, right? Bardino himself, he needs to look to find that break. If they can manage to steal that from the Viper, lay it down when they stun the AM, it's going to be a great way to get through that spell shield and actually bring this hero down. But he's kind of been one of the big banes of the tournament, man. This Animage is terrifying.
The big banes, you say?
Yes. Well, we don't get Bane anymore because he's banned every game.
We're going to have to hold that thought. We're going to have a smoke into the entirety of Immortals. There's a Burrow Strike onto Anti-Mage. Lots of damage coming through. The Chaos Bolt is there. That's going to be first blood going with SG. It's going to be the trade of Sand King, though. 1-for-1 as Febby taking some right clicks, attempting to run away. MP in the meantime taking the brunt of the damage as well. One more Chaos Strike, and that's going to be another death for Immortals as SG. They lose the Sand King, and they get 2 cores. Damn. That's a good start. Trent Packs at twitter.com. We have a telekinesis now.
Oh, steals the bounty rune.
Illusory Orb is available, though, and Forev will be okay.
Doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of a mix-up in the lanes. We're going to have that kind of classic counter. Razor in the mid lane versus the Viper. Just able to work around with that static link. Make things a little bit easier compared to most heroes versus the Green Menace.
Yeah, I'm thinking when you pick a Viper, I feel like, what, OD, Razor, I think that's it.
Yeah.
The only 2 heroes I can think of that can stand playing against this guy 1v1.
Yeah, no one else has a really good time. Other than that, you just kind of, well, you shove the wave, right? That was kind of the old goal. You just kind of ignore the Viper as much as possible. But now Viper, he's got this whole Nether Toxin thing. He can kind of clear some waves himself. So he's quite the hero to deal with in the mid lane right now.
Let's call it Nether Toxin 2.0 because some people haven't read patch notes yet.
Okay,
just to keep it everybody on their toes here. Looks like we have the Sand King bottom against a tri-lane of sorts. Tusk, Ancient Apparition AM. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, not the easiest situation for Laposa. I mean, you can see how he has to play it, right? He's still level 1. He's just kind of fiddling around in the trees here, trying to leech some experience.
Yeah, they're going to start with the Ice Shards here. All they can really do is right-click. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, MP taking a lot of damage from the right-click. Their Steep Plasma Field isn't going to be enough. Indeed, another kill for SG. That is the 2nd death for the Viper. Not a hero that really has much in the way of comeback mechanics. It is quite early, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. But it is something to see Theolicor getting stuff done right in the early game. This was banned out, I believe, in a lot of the games so far versus SG, kind of taking out in that very first phase. Not getting a lot of chances to play the hero here. So still looking for that courier snipe. Hasn't quite found it yet. Continuing to lurk around here in the back lines. We'll find Febby's rotation.
Oh, wow. Laposa taking so much damage from this chilling touch. It's not going to be enough to actually get a kill, it doesn't look like. As Febby trying to get here with the Ice Shards. Does he have the range? Not going to try for it. If he had Snowball, perhaps he would have attempted it.
Oh, nice. Great steal there, too. Getting that bounty run away from Dubu. On the one hand, AA is a great hero to pick on when you're a bounty hunter, but Sand King's not exactly the best partner. I mean, obviously, Darkseer is kind of the dream. Maybe even some heroes like Spirit Breaker or something like that when you get that in the core role. But for the most part, still rather difficult to get early kills for this bounty hunter. Obviously, you have an AM who can blink away. You have a Viper who they've managed to take down twice already, which is pretty great for them. But other than that, very tanky. And then you have a Puck, who's obviously very mobile. So rough game to be a bounty hunter.
Yeah, Febby in the meantime. Just harassing the Razor a little bit, trying to help out MP since he does have 2 deaths to his name so far. It's funny, though, Bounty Hunter's early game might change a little bit because of the new patch. Courier auto upgrades at 3. You don't even,
it's true.
You're not going to be sitting there hoping that they're not upgrading at 3. So that's pretty much out of the question because you cannot kill.
Oh, nice little sentry mid will spot his rotation.
Especially with the invulnerability as well. Forev, top lane, tells Kinest, but the Illusory Orb is in time. Jaunts away safely.
I guess they just thought they couldn't kill him or something? Didn't have the double stun. Maybe someone was on cooldown. Either way, he's back now, so yeah, rather dangerous.
Yeah, Reality Rift is back up, along with Chaos Bolt. Telekinesis up into bottom lane in the meantime. Burrow Strike. Snowball goes right through the shards, but Laposa will be fine to see another day. Goes for the 1-0-1 build at the moment.
Oh, this is such like old school supporting now. We've been seeing this tournament, right? These two heroes just down here the whole time. You don't have Tusk rotating anywhere, AA doing anything. They're all just working together against this one offlaner. And well, Bounty Hunter,
oh yeah, he
the
has
dream is
Janata
real.
now. That's nice, nice and tasty.
Not fast enough on the protective shield.
Yeah, it's invulnerability, man. The question is, what goes through that invulnerability? I'm pretty sure Culling Blade probably still does a Sonic Wave. I'm assuming.
I couldn't tell you. I
mean,
don't know if it's invulnerability or if it's just BKB or what, buddy.
I mean, if it's anything like it used to be, because originally there was the shield on the Courier. Never had the speed boost. They've switched it back again. A lot of Dota 1 things back into the fray, which I think is super cool.
Bit of a theme here.
A little nostalgic for people like myself that are extremely old and decrepit.
Bit of a risky play there from Forev, though. Gets rewarded. He just managed to grab both bounty runes because of it. Maybe exposing himself because the orb was on cooldown. CK was rotating over, but they didn't go for the play there with the lift.
And Laposa does not actually get hit by those ice shards. It pushes him out. Nice and safe. QO in the meantime, 28 and 12. And on the other side, we have CK with 24 and 14. Top lane, though, Forev, very, very short range illusory orb, and because of that, they're able to reality rift him down. So SG with a 4-1 advantage, 2,000 gold advantage in their favor at this very early stage.
Yeah, I will say Forev's been playing very well up top, though. I would consider this a pretty dangerous lane for a puck, obviously just because you have two people with stuns, so it's kind of hard to work around with the orb. You can't play with it just to get every single last hit and everything. And overall, he's doing pretty well to survive. Now, mind you, his last hits, of course, aren't going to be up there. That's just what you can expect. So going to be some pretty late items here on the puck, especially if he does end up going for these treads. I'd be a little surprised. I feel like he's probably just going to end up saving straight for the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Then again, let's say he gets an earlier Blink. Like, he basically has to wait for the AA6 anyway to get kills.
Oh, bottom lane, Laposa gets latched on up. Being able to burrow strike out to safety, but the cold feet keeps him in place, trying to deny himself, but Dubu will be able to get that last hit. Yeah, mid lane, Viper dies again. That is a third death for SG in this mid lane. Not a great start for Viper. We talked about how he doesn't really have great comeback mechanic. Haven't really talked about the fact that Nether Toxin, the break mechanic, we talked about it being stolen, but for their team, it's actually quite good, especially with unstable current being changed to attack every 5 seconds, I want to say, and purge in an AoE. Very strong ability now, although he doesn't have that leveled up as of yet.
I mean, you can also see the builds here, right? We're not even seeing the passive from the Viper, so we're not seeing the Nether Toxin, or sorry, the passive from the Razor, so we're not seeing the Nether Toxin from the Viper. He didn't have the supports to really help out either. You can imagine Ice Shards and Nether Toxin would work really well together. You're trapping someone in that little AoE for extra time, increasing your overall damage towards them, but he's only just now getting those rotations because they had to babysit this AM.
And we'll see how this progresses right now, but MP in the meantime talked about him getting pretty shut down here, 17-3 as far as CS is concerned versus the 35-18, and we're talking about a fully 2-level advantage.
Yeah, he's destroying him
of Razor.
He's just been walking on him over and over, even when the supports weren't helping out. The 1v1 was terrible.
Basically have a tri-lane here mid for the moment, top lane. Another initiation this time on Forev. Not going to be able to find him this time, but damage is done. Shrine is available. Looks like they'll use it. And this tower taking a little bit of a beating here as Chaos Knight going for a pretty early Midas. That's going to help him quite a bit. Not the greatest farming hero in the game, so that essentially counteracts that completely.
We'll probably be ignoring him for the next 5 minutes or so. Heroes I would want to watch would be Sand King, Laposa. Currently just getting up to like 7 last hits. He was just at 3 a moment ago. He's finally getting a little bit of breathing room here with those supports tri-laning mid that we kind of talked about.
Yeah, space created now.
Yeah, we need to see him get that Blink Dagger so that they can start this big snowball that we want them to have. Want to see Theolocor get into the track. See if they're quick on the finger this time here. Down bottom and 1. And oh, there it is. Oh, so well done. Like that was like last moment, man. He was like swinging through on that Courier.
Everyone's hunting that Courier. Bottom lane, though, we do have a smoke by SG. Burrow Strike is going to be applied to AM. Laposa trying to bait this in. We'll see if QO has the quick fingers on his Blink. Telekinesis is available. They're going to definitely need that.
Oh, everybody's here. It's a party.
Oh, yeah, they need this. Mango's available, so Burrow Strike could be there if they really want to. But this might be a little bit obvious.
Laposa's trying to play it cool, but it didn't work.
A little too cool for school, it seems. And QO just hiding underneath his tower, and 1 Blink should bring him to safety if needed. Yeah, he sees the amalgamation of heroes here. And Bounty Hunter, unfortunately, no real stun to work with because it is a hero called Bounty Hunter. Tier 1 tower taking a lot of damage, though.
Yep, see what they can get done the other lanes here for the Radiant. And it looks like they're trying to just keep those supports hidden up top, hope that someone will rotate in, make good use of this Dream Coil. But their push, obviously not quite as close as the one there on the Dire, so should get this tower likely for free. I mean, potential rotations. If someone starts rotating top now, they could set something up. Yeah, Febi's actually down bottom, eh?
Yeah, does that mean they want to actually defend this? Reality Rift, or sorry, the Phantasm is popped, only gets one cuddly guy along with them, so loses the RNG battle this time around. And it's just going to die right off the bat to the tower, looks like. So ends up being a completely wasted ult for CK. And he's able to finish his Midas here pretty shortly. But because of this rotation bottom, I feel like that's opened up a lot of space for Immortals to regain farm on heroes like Viper in mid, who's been untouched now.
They weren't getting any sort of structure damage, but Puck, you can see, obviously, after 20 last hits, really needed that room.
And Razor looks like he's going for has a casual Yasha right now. We'll be going for the full SNY. Bounty Hunter level 4 right now, looking to pick up that tome most likely. Looks like he's going to be harassing Dubu here, also level 4 right now. Gets off the cold feet, just a little bit of harassment between the two.
Okay, so that failed rotation, at least in terms of like fully getting the tower, seems to have worked out very well for Immortals now. As that lead is starting to dwindle a little bit with that gold being stacked up on the Radiant heroes.
Viper's finally on the other side of the river. That's the first time we've seen this entire game. Quickly backtracks, remembering that he's died 3 times this game, so doesn't want to get too crazy here. Bounty Hunter shows himself, but not all harassment to be done.
Yeah, and ADR is just running through the Dire jungle. That's kind of your standard Razor stuff, just ulting, trying to get every camp he can. He gets a nice stack off there too. Plus the use of his new Unstable Current passive is great for this.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pretty cool skill. Definite buff overall, I would say. Haven't really gotten to see him, I don't think, this tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
It's one of those skills that has amazing value at level 1 as well. It starts at 100 damage and then only scales by 30 every single time. Yeah, so it still allows you to go Plasma and Static Link.
Still a little bit surprised he didn't go for it earlier in the lane. Not that he really needed it, but you'd think, like, how much does it actually push? Every 5 seconds you get 100 damage nuke to a creep. I think a Viper that can't really push. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to like push the wave. That would only help the Viper at that point. Plus, if it was ever a dangerous situation, he'd probably just get a skill in the break, and then it's not going to help him anyway. So
yeah, true.
It's probably more valuable just to keep that Static Link, because that's the real victor in that lane versus the Viper.
A Bounty Hunter. They have a lot of deep wards here, does SG.
Yeah, they're trying to find the courier. They want to see where it's moving to.
They're obsessed with this courier.
I mean, that's the life of a bounty. It's not all about just killing it every single time. Obviously, it still gives you a lot of vision and ideas as to where heroes are rotating just by seeing where the courier goes. But the dream is still, of course, killing it as much as he can. Yeah, he needs to find it on the return. And now the passive is back here, and he might not get there in time. All right, here we go.
He's going to take a couple right clicks. 1 and 2. He will get it. Too slow on the fingers. And that is a tome that will be on the deck for another 3 minutes. I assume that was for AA. So stuck at level 4 perpetually, it seems.
Yeah, more than likely. Tusk doesn't necessarily need those levels in comparison to that hero. So
yeah, the invulnerability on the courier is a 200-second cooldown, so nothing to scoff at for sure. As AM now, QO, 70 last hits to his name in this bot lane. Doing quite well. Perseverance, going for that Battle Fury. The newly built Battle Fury. It feels very weird to be able to buy these items. The Demon Edge.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite nice. Laposa, level 6. He is closing in there, though. So he needs that big Blink Dagger. He's going to get it. And, of course, his race towards it will be much faster than Forev.
Oh, we got a snowball into the Blink, and the right click should suffice. Gets telekinesis on the other side, but you have to think this is a kill one way or another. Here are the rotations, though. Chaos Knights here with the Reality Rift into a Burrow Strike. They're going to find Tusk, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, but that is quite the rotation just for a support kill. See if they can transition this into a Tier 1 tower, perhaps. And Kyo just TP's top with Forev, and they're just going to push or farm.
Yeah, bottom lane, I mean, they're even grabbing these creeps with the Reality Rift, trying to push this as fast as possible. So Forev's going to come down here and try and answer it. See if he can get rid of these waves and stop the push. But Phantasm, 15 seconds. I'm guessing Costabile just wants to commit to this.
Yeah, that cooldown on Phantasm, pretty gnarly.
Yeah. I mean, if you have some plans with it, you definitely want to get them off as soon as possible when it comes back, just so you're keeping that rotation down. But they're rotating more and more heroes down here, so this is seeming less and less likely. And more of the heroes from the Dire are focusing MP, mid lane. Yeah. Oh, this is familiar.
Plasma Field. Oh, okay.
Not quite close enough.
Laposa is here with a Burrow Strike available, level 3.
With the Rubik spotted, though, he doesn't want to come any closer.
They've definitely thwarted this, does MP and company.
He also dropped off a tome to the
Bottom
bounty.
lane, though, we have a coil onto the Chaos Knight into a Tusk stun. That is an easy kill on the position 1 Chaos Knight.
Man,
so Immortals.
They were yelling over there. They were very hyped up about that kill. And it was a nice grab thanks to that ward that was down there. Easy to catch him.
Oh, there we go. Rubik steals the Nether Toxin. So
we're in.
We'll see how they can use this to full effect or not. So AM gets destroyed from break. Who else? Obviously Viper himself to some degree with the corrosive skin.
I think in this, well, actually it's decent, right? They have some pretty heavy magic nukes, the maxing of the Shuriken, the Epicenter, so those would be the 2 big ones he'll be looking to combo with. And Bounty Hunter on the Bounty Runes, and, well, he'll take away yours, but he gives you a nice little Bounty Rune over your head here as QO will be tracked around.
You know, even though he's on, I know this is level 25 talent, and I know that Viper's on his team, but in theory, would you consider Viper a potential counter to Anti-Mage because of that break and the potential silence at level 25? I'm going to hold that thought.
Yeah, definitely.
As Rubik looks like he's going to be initiated on. Steals Blink, though. Nicely done from Bardinho. QO, though, with the Mana Void. Not nearly enough to get the kill. Only a level 1 skill right now. And the Shrine will keep the Rubik healthy.
All right, and that's, of course, one of the best steals in the game for a Rubik player. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dream Coil onto the Bounty Hunter, and then bursted down here for Rev. Grabs his easy first kill there, thanks to that sentry. And that tower does finally fall in the bottom lane, though.
And top lane, more action. Looks like Bardinho's going to telekinesis QO closer to him, in fact. But he knows that Mana Void is down, so AM probably won't be able to pick up a solo kill for himself, especially with the backup here in both Leposa and Costabile.
It's a really tough kill to get, though.
You like saying Costabile.
Costabile.
Very Italian. I like it. Now Kyo's going to blink out to safety. Looks like we have some more rotations coming in. Might have a team fight overall. For Rev, nope. Coil for another 30 seconds.
Close
so
to
he's
each
going to
other.
jump in with Waning Rift, and they're just going to destroy the Rubik. Here comes the Ice Blast. Beautiful Burrow Strike in addition. Febby gets off his punch, attempting to run away, but looks like he's going to drop. Gets off the dust, though, in the meantime. Reality Rift finishes him off. That's the first track kill of the game for SG, as Dubu will be next on the list. It's a 2-for-1. And ADR really wants to get Forev here. Does have the illusory orb, but a couple more right clicks might suffice. He's stolen a lot of damage, 112 to boot. Another phase shift, 2 more right clicks, and he will get the double kill. Beautifully done from SG.
So many things look good that fight from Immortals. I mean, you have a shards that are blocking them all in. You got Viper right up in the mid lane, not helping. So one issue, I suppose. But you have the Ice Blast landing on 3, and not able to clean it up, though. Just get that first initial burst onto the Rubik, and from there, it was just downhill.
So back on Nether Toxin watch for Rubik. He has stolen it again. It's level 2 right now. Now, the unfortunate thing for him, even though, again, this is level 25 talent, talents cannot be stolen. So
True.
It will never be able to silence, unfortunately for him, but still, the break, pretty freaking strong. Even just a value level, even a level 1. How does that actually scale with the break? Let's see.
It's just always break, which is nice.
Okay,
but
so
the
it's just
resistance reduction does go up, so.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Thought the duration might be a little bit less, but doesn't look like it.
It's quite the skill.
8-second duration, 5-second cooldown. How is that? How is that a thing?
Next patch, you'll be able to skate on it like AA. It'll go really fast.
I'm so sad they got rid of the AA talent, honestly. Febby might be in a little bit of trouble here. Bounty Hunter with the track available. Costabile. Can't not say that in Italian.
Must be Italian.
Yep.
Top lane,
oh my God. He actually ends up in the trees, gets off the snowball into the creeps, and he'll be safe. So RNG favoring Immortals.
Yeah, he's not getting very lucky on the CK this game. He's just banking it for later, I think. Like, get all the bad RNG out of the way early, and then every single Phantasm later on, every single stun.
Sure. Yeah, that's how it works, right?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds about right.
We have a smoke here from Immortals, but don't think they're going to find anybody as the last member TP's out to safety.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The Bounty Hunter right now sitting on Arcane Boots and is level 7.
Really trying to get a gank off with this Arcane Rune on the puck. Mid lane, they're in a good spot here. This could be the big play they need, but Tusk is a little low on mana, so...
Oh, oh God, his RNG is so bad this game. Oh, the Ice Blast coming in. It's going to get 1, it looks like, maybe more. And the coil does connect on 3. I don't know if they actually want to fight here, but ADR getting a little hasty here. The Tusk does die. Dubu runs away. Haste applied, or Bounty Hunter track applied. But don't think he'll be able to find it unless there's a creep. Oh, God. Oh, he could have gotten it. Ooh. What levels? Yeah, it's a level 4 Shuriken. That definitely would have been a kill. The range on the bounce is redonkulous.
I wasn't a big fan of the AA pick when they grabbed it, but so far, Dubu's kind of playing to like maximum potential. It's very surprising they're not cleaning up a lot of these fights. He seems to be always hitting these 3-man Ice Blast. They just can't quite get it comboed up with like the Veil from the Viper or the big burst from the Puck. The problem I see with the AA this game is that he can't really clear waves or help out in that, which is of course what AIM's going to need. Speaking of which, down bottom, he's chasing Laposa. Goes for the ulti too, but again, QO just, he's not finding the damage with these ults.
Yeah, it is a level 2 ult now, though, so it does do a decent amount of damage, but not much mana missing in that scenario. Again, Rubik Watch, still another Toxin again. Just keeping you guys up to date on this. Tholico right now in the top lane, Bounty Hunter, scouting out Febby. He uses Snowball already. He might be in a lot of trouble. Static Link, the track, extra gold going the way of SG, as they have a 6K lead right now.
He's just going to be perpetually poor this game on someone like the Tusk. I mean, you look at Rubik and his last hits, he's got 23 already, more than the combined, almost double the combined of the 2 supports from the Radiant. Obviously, Bounty Hunter is not really going to be farming waves or anything like that, but it's just nice to have a support that can take advantage of all this space. And it's not just space that you might get here as someone like Dubu on this game. It's just trying to keep one of these waves shoved to like keep creating that space for your anti-mage. It's just not really something the supports can provide this game. So we might end up in one of those situations where we had that early bots, for example, on the Viper in our OG game, and it felt kind of awkward.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a smoke here as AM is hiding in the trees. SG wanted to pick him off, but definitely not going to find him this time around. Bardinho, you got the Nether Toxin. You don't have the Blink. You are silenced. You are dead. They're actually just walking away. He actually steals Snowball. He might live for a little bit longer. Ags picked up by the Razor. Is that RNG? He actually gets it this time. 2 extra Chaos Knights.
Still alive.
Beautifully done. He's going to attempt to run away. Ice Blast is applied, though, with the Armlet. He's in a lot of trouble. His Q is going to come finish him off with ease. And that ends up being a 1 for 2 in favor of Immortals.
Oh,
as
but
the
wait.
Burrow Strike does apply, and that they're going to find the AM. That is a huge kill for SG.
This guy's godlike. He's 9-0.
Forev, in the meantime, gets the Waning Rift off. Burrow Strike is available shortly. Oh, he's going to dodge it with the Phase Shift. Nicely done. Unfortunately, not going to have any more escape mechanisms, so that's another kill going to SG, and they're just going to run into Febby. They're just finding kills.
Can I get 11? Can I get 11 kills on 40R right now?
Lord. Yep, there you go. Triple kill.
Someone killed them. It says it right up top.
All right, this is the thing. He went Ags. This is an awesome build. We don't really get to see that too often anymore, and especially with the talent change. Level 20 minus 0.1 Eye of the Storm strike interval. Doesn't sound like that much, but in combination with Ags is disgusting.
Yep.
And expect him to perhaps even go Refresher, and with that, you can literally just push by yourself, take on entire racks.
I mean, that's
Pretty
the big
scary.
thing, right? We've talked about timing window drafts this whole tournament, and they've been largely unsuccessful. I think yesterday the second game was kind of the first game where it really felt like, hey, they have a window, and they actually hit it. Nailed it on time, got the victory because of it. So this itemization from the Razor is trying to go with that exact same goal here for ADR.
Yeah,
See if they can actually get these buildings down.
I mean, the window's definitely there. They're playing against an AM, so probably don't want to take it too late, as he hasn't quite come into his own yet, but still has some time technically. Of course, it is a 6K lead for SG, so pretty substantial at the 22-minute mark. They just got to create more space for him. Puck right now has the Blink Dagger, looking towards a Yule's next. Any items that are coming through here for, say, MP has Veil of Discord. We'll be going for a Hurricane Pike. So nothing I would say that's too crazy. Like nothing like a Blink for, like the Sand King, for example.
We just want to wait for...
oh my.
It's mostly the items on the Dar, I think, where like the Rubik Blink obviously will be the next big one, but currently we have the Blink Yules on the Sand King. They're smoking up. They want to kill, and they have a Medallion on the Bounty Hunter. So one pick is just instantly into Roche.
Yeah. And they're going to smoke up. Razor takes down a tier 2 by himself. Of course, that Ag's super, super good for pushing these structures.
You can see Forev, too. He's making these big plays in the mid lane. This is the kind of stuff he has to do this whole game. It's basically on just him to keep the waves. Viper can do what he can, but it's the AM and the Puck who are the really mobile ones who can try and like snipe things near the racks and try and fool around with the side of SG.
Yeah,
and again, Forev grabs another
Burrow
wave.
Strike onto the anti-mage. What does he steal? He steals Blink, so he could be okay here. AA Blast coming in. CK pops his ult, dealing so much damage, and Tusk being taken out immediately in this fight, but AM does get out safely. And with that, the fight breaks up.
He's trying to get out, but now he's spotted. Dubu will go down.
Gonna be the sacrificial lamb, but could have been worse. You lose 2 supports. You do a lot of damage to this tier 1 mid.
I like that Leposa went for the Yules right after the Ice Blast came out, so he couldn't just pull the trigger on it. Make sure that his allies would be safe from the Ice Blast. All they got was the Passover.
MP looks like he's going towards a Halberd, actually, this game. Going to be super good against somebody like the Razor. Not great against CK, but evasion is pretty nice either way, actually. So it is decent against CK. This tier 2 tower is going to die.
MP has no TP up here. I think that's might be what they're pinging, too.
The Olocore here at the top lane with the Rubik. Might want to find the Viper. AM is super hard to kill without somebody like the CK being able to perma-stun him. This BKB is picked up by that CK now. Bounty Hunter just... He's tracking Viper without using track, if you get my meaning. Thank you. That was actually really bad. But I appreciate the fake
I'd like
laughter.
to see the footprint thing. I think that'd be a pretty cool buff for Bounty Hunter.
A buff?
Yeah, if he could like see footprints from where people were. That'd be neat. He's a tracker.
Yeah, that's
Come on
true.
Now.
Only he could see it, or his teammates?
Well, his teammates, too. Only if he's there.
So if he's like within...
Yeah,
300
certain range.
AoE
All right,
or
anyway, we don't need any more buffs for Bounty Hunter. It's fine. Solar Crest done. AA in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a kill going the way of SG. Just clean them up nice and simple. BKB picked up officially by Razor. So with your 2 cores having BKBs, and you're able to take down these tower with ease, both with the Ag's Eye of the Storm and eventually CK ult, which is up in 10 seconds.
Things looking good, man.
It can get.
The checklist, they are swiping off some boxes here. Tier 2 mid, check. BKB, check. Use Midas, check. Go get Roche.
Yep, top lane, we do have a snowball. Febby
a,
might be regretting that.
That's a
Burrow
Febby
strike
Dota.
into a telekinesis. Gets the Walrus punch off, trying to create as much space as possible.
Nice. I mean, they still have Yules. They're just holding it.
Yeah, they're going to find him one way or the other. In the meantime, in the bottom lane, BKB popped by the CK. Very low, but doesn't look like he's going to die right here. They don't have vision. Yeah, he's going to live to see another day. Not sure what happened here, though. Something happened in this bot lane that forced the BKB.
That explains the Febby space creation. That ward will go down here that was there, but it was almost dead anyway. Oh, and then puts another one down for the Olocore, but Duba just spotted it, so...
I just realized the CK ult, actually, at level 1, you only get one guy anyway, so he actually wasn't getting bad RNG continually.
You still have a chance, right? Extra Phantasm chance, 50%. That happens at level 1, too.
Oh, okay, I see.
You're not wrong.
Okay, I was correct for once. Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks, Trent.
Yeah.
Just highlighting that.
Interesting, this game, we're going to see the Aghanims by the look of it on QO. So most competitive matches, you tend to see the Lincolns first.
Yeah.
I think Ace was the one talking about it on Twitter, just in terms of like, I mean, it's exactly what you think, right? Better stats. It's more common stuff that you want from AM, so you can just like blink everywhere.
And you don't really have a silver edge carrier on SG.
Yep.
And it reflects track, which is super nice. Being able to find Bounty Hunter, which, speaking of Bounty Hunter, he's going to just drop dead of his own accord. Ice Blast finishes him off. So
yeah, that's actually a fantastic reason for it this game, too. Like, there's some heroes that you really don't want the Aghanims against when you think about, like, Duel or maybe even, like, Sunder and stuff, but this is one where you, like, want it against.
There is another skill, though, that you don't want, is Burrow Strike. You will be relocated to the new location.
Fair enough.
And I don't know how Phantasm probably works really weirdly, but we'll have to wait to see that.
What are you talking about?
Or not Phantasm, Reality Rift. Same hero, Reality Rift.
You're getting there, one step at a time. But the
it's like a double Reality Rift. I don't know. That sounds super weird, actually.
Well, it cancels the first one, right?
Yeah, it cancels the first one, and then he ends up going. I mean, the animation can't be good, though. I'm just trying to imagine this, and knowing the state of the game right now, there's no way the animation looks good. We'll see, though.
A little surprised they haven't found their way into the Roche pick quite yet. I guess it's not the easiest for them. With the Aghanims on Razor, though, it feels pretty good. But either way.
This is pretty risky, though. I feel like this Ags is still a little bit risky, Trent.
Risk is another good reason not to go in the Roche pit, though, actually, just because they do have a Puck, they do have a Tusk, they Ice Blast, so... And they're probably just saving the Aegis, too, for that exact moment when they really want to go high ground, when they feel fully prepared. So I don't know if that's going to be Heart, though. That feels a decently far away, but we still have the 10-second BKB available on the Razor. We have that 9-second one on the CK, so I think we're inching closer and closer towards it.
By the way, Tusk went for 90 gold per minute over 40 XP.
That is interesting. Probably just because he really wanted his Blink Dagger this game before it was over.
Yeah, and he has it, so... That's definitely been accomplished, but
I've thought about this a little bit just because items are more important, I would say, than levels on Tusk, honestly. Like, some of his later talents are amazing, sure, but if you want these big plays, because he needs to save his AM this game, right? So if you don't have a blink and stuff, it's very difficult to go for that.
Yeah, Kyo officially does have the Agnes server. We'll be going both Ags and Lincolns, actually. So going for the even weirder interactions overall.
Yeah, I think most games when you get the eggs, you tend to get the Lincolns too. The eggs does proc first. But
it's supposed to proc
finally
first.
It's time. It will.
And Roshan.
Gotta believe.
This is another change to the Rosh pit.
Illusions
Illusions will not auto die when they attack. They'll just deal 20% damage.
Yeah, that's nice, eh? And they tank too, which is really great.
Yeah. So this will be an easy Rosh going the way of SG. Question is, who takes this? I would hate to see CK take it.
Well, it's tough, right? Because obviously it's kind of that classic. He's almost a transformation hero in the Razor when it comes to his ultimate, so you have those kind of issues.
He's actually going Sheepstick on the Razor. Pretty cool. We talked about this item being buffed up since you cannot dispel it anymore with like a Diffusal Blade or literally any dispels for that matter. So it's a very consistent disable now. As we're going to see an aggressive fortification, actually, as these creeps are invulnerable. Lose your orb, used to take out this wave, 4DR. Doing a little bit of damage, but in the meantime, QO does take out the tier 2 himself. And this is the annoying thing. You talked about the split pushing, not only with the puck, but AM as well. You're going to see this time and time again. I mean, SG, they have this window, but with a split pushing combination like this, it's going to be hard to execute.
Yeah, I think they've performed exceptionally well. A lot of the times I've been looking at these lanes, and they're way further out than I would expect them to be. Just because the wave push does look very nice on the side of SG Red. I guess the problem is that you have this core CK who's super scary for the enemy heroes, but in terms of wave push, he's not that fast. So it's mostly just on the Razor and the Sand King. Rubik's been helping out quite a bit as well, but overall, it's not a stunning like wave push victory or anything for the Dire, and so that's just enough where someone so amazing like Anti-Mage and someone who's so great as Puck that can be grabbing these waves and keeping you in the game like that. And now another great steal from Bardino, able to survive.
Oh, he was bait. He wanted that blink real bad.
Yeah, but then he has to be careful though, because if he instantly dunks him, that's kind of an AM classic, right? You just blink on a Rubik and dunk him, and then he's dead.
True. He's got some balls on Bardino, that's for sure. Lose your orb. Not going to scout him out as Forev's taking out this wave. Has an Aghanim Scepter himself, so the break will now go through BKB, and the coil itself will last longer.
So we need the, this is the play, right? The Febby Ags. That's what we need, because obviously we have to focus on the snap these days, and they don't really have anything natural, right? They have a Force Staff, probably? Maybe they don't, actually. Because he stopped building that Hurricane Pike, so they don't have a Force Staff.
Walrus kicking out of the
yeah, that's the play, man. We need the Febby Eggs.
That's pretty sick, actually.
That's why he went for the 90
Love
GPM.
This theory crafting. Oh, they're going to find Anti-Mage. I think they were pretending to push this bot lane, trying to bait things in. They're going to try for it, but Rubik looks to be the initiation instead.
Himself.
As QO. Yeah, the Ags coming in handy, that's for sure. And even that extra illusion being left behind is just pretty ridiculous. CK, essentially no mana right now. Looking towards a heart, pretty close to finishing that, actually. But there's a certain point where CK he starts dropping off. Same with the Razor. I am as well. MP getting static linked. Razor pops the BKB. He has a lot of damage. He's going to attempt to TP out of this. Ice Blast does connect. Febby not able to get there in time with the Walrus Punch to cancel the TP. And 40R, ADR will be fine. I keep alternating between names.
Look how annoying this is. He's still chasing down the Sand King and pushing the wave because of these illusions he's leaving.
Yeah.
That's actually rather absurd.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
It's quite a good talent.
It seems to be an alright talent here.
And he did go for the 10 all stats this time instead of the 300 blink cast range. Of course, different game than the other day where Resolution was flaming on Twitter.
Relentlessly. Darth Vader was force choking. That poor decision.
We do have a smoke here from SG. Let's see if they can get a pick off here. They desperately need something to be able to open up this high ground push. They're going to find the Viper. Burrow Strike is applied. He's tracked up, and Viper completely alone here. Gets the break off on Bounty Hunter.
Oh my god, this could be it.
Yeah, he might actually get the kill on Bounty Hunter, actually. He will find it. It'll be a trade for his life in all likelihood.
Okay. He has no buyback.
He has no
We still
buyback.
have Aegis.
All right, Halberd.
This might be the moment.
Halberd kept him alive a long time, I have to say. Pretty damn good item.
And he has the Hurricane Pike now too, so that actually is something that we can use with the coil until Febby finishes his Aghanims.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, trying to find this pesky puck. Actually will. Burrow Strike will miss,
He's been
though.
so good on this game, actually.
Forev, you are so annoying. SG is probably pulling out their hair right now. As their lead, it was 8K, I believe, and it's dwindled down slowly but surely thanks to this split push, delaying the game inevitably for AM to get super ginormous. It's only 3K now. Doesn't feel like that much. And we haven't really seen this Razor Ags being put to good use in these fights for pushing and whatnot.
Yeah. I guess it is definitely still a good farming tool, though, right? In terms of like split pushing and everything, but that big play that you look for with the building push hasn't really happened.
They've been super beefy, though. So Razor ended up changing his build from a sheep stick into a heart, and will now be going for butterfly. But their two cores have so much HP right now. QO gets stunned for a second. Nicely done, but the Tusk is there with the save. Reality Rift and Phantasm are used to full effect, but that's going to be the death of the Bounty Hunter if you're getting any tracks off. QO has Blink up in 2 seconds, should be okay. Costabile, see the static link going to work as well as Bardinho has the Blink again. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, support for support. Not a whole lot accomplished for SG. I mean, this is a big-time ultimate in Phantasm. You don't want to have to use in situations like that. They're going to find MP, though, very tanky. Let's see if they can actually get this. He's at half health. This might be enough to actually find this kill. Nether Toxin again stolen. Yeah. And as a result, the Corrosive Haze, or Corrosive Skin, does absolutely nothing. 4DR, though, stuck inside that coin. Remember, cannot walk out thanks to that Aghanim Scepter. Chaos Knight, Mana Void applied, but not enough damage to actually take him out. Has that Armor and Heart going to work. Tusk Snowball coming in. AM completely surrounded. Burrow Strike with the Axe. He reverses it.
Oh,
AA Blast hits 2, maybe 3. It's going to be the death of the CK. And 4DR looks to be next on the list for QO, just right-clicking. It's absolutely no mana. I hear
he did it again, dude.
Going to work as well.
He phase shifted it again.
What a god. 4DR attempting to run away, but he's going to tick down to the A. In the meantime, Puck gets off the Illusory Orb, taking a lot of damage. Will he actually go there? Has his Blink up. Could go backwards. Yules. This hero is so hard to kill. Burrow Strike will apply. SG finally get that pesky puck.
And he just bought that gem, too.
Yeah, that's a big, big pickup.
So now they have both, one on the Rubik and now Bounty Hunter's holding the other one. So good stuff, but overall, I think you got to call that a victory for the Radiant because they've just now taken away, obviously, the Aegis is well gone.
Yeah, and they delayed the game. QO still healthy. The Hearts are being completely counteracted in a lot of ways by the AA ult. They both were hit by the Ice Blast.
Oh, man. This game's going to start to look a lot like yesterday if we see any more Lincoln Spheres, too, right? I mean, you have the one on AM. He has the Aghanim Scepter. We have a Scythe, rather, over on the side of SG. So they're going to be hunting for this Anti-Mage.
Yeah,
Oh, so rich, too.
I think the Aghanim, I feel like you might need to just buy Silver Edge on somebody. Because that Burrow Strike, I mean, that literally got him out of that fight. He was perfectly fine because of the reverse Burrow. Or the Echoed Burrow, I should say.
And he's also going for the minus 50-second Mana Void cooldown over the 30% spell shield.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love this skill. It's so good.
So 20-second CD.
Yeah, you can use this. I mean, he's not dying in fights. He's going to use it at least twice.
Yeah, and I would say the magic damage is not very substantial at this point in the game, right? You have CK and Razor, both heavily physical damage-based cores. So I kind of agree. Plus, we're always going to have the stolen passive anyway from the Rubik. Passive breaking, that is, rather. So I agree with this choice this game. It's also nice because now you can just dunk whenever you see Rubik and make sure he doesn't steal Blink.
Yeah, that's definitely true. AM working towards the Abyssal Blade. Has enough to finish it. Will not have buyback if he chooses to actually buy this right now. Still doesn't have buyback, in fact. Could be potentially risky. If they get a big kill on AM, they could literally end this game, honestly. They have so much push. So pretty risky maneuver here from QO.
All right, 4 Phantasms. There it is. He stocked it up.
He got it.
Got his luck.
Now go farm the jungle.
Yep, perfect.
They're going to find QO. There's a reflection.
Oh, my God.
He's going to blink out, and the illusion stays there. He's in the trees. They
don't
know this.
Nice sight.
He's tracked. He gets sheeped. Do they actually have enough damage to finish him off? He's just going to blink again. And the Burrow Strike will not connect. Aghanims is still there, though. And Laposa might be turned on here as QO just feels super tanky, essentially invulnerable.
Oh, he just blinked in, though.
Walrus punch onto Bounty Hunter. Looks like the first engagement. AM dies right off the bat. No buyback at all. Laposa gets off the epicenter. It's only going to connect on Forev for now. Costabile has all his illusions. They're about to dissipate,
That was so greedy.
Yeah, he blinked in aggressively, and it pays the price. 3 dead for Immortals. Of course, keep in mind, SG doesn't know that AM does not have buyback, and of course, Phantasm's down.
They know they have to force it anyway, though,
Yeah,
so they're 100% going to go for this
Razor ult's
push.
coming back up, Trent. This is going to do some work, I
Oh
think.
my god, they've been so patient this game, too. Like, we can see it. I'm sure they can feel it kind of slipping away. Just, okay, it feels like we've been in control this whole game. How have we not cracked a tier 3?
I'm
We've
actually
been whittling
shocked.
them away.
Okay, Razor actually did not go the talent I thought he would.
Yeah, I know. He went
That's
to the armor
very
instead.
strange, but Armor's obviously very good. Has the Solar Crest applied, and that's a tier 3 going down in quick succession. As Costabile and company are taking out the tier 3 in mid, they're looking for 2 racks here as AM's down for 47 seconds.
Still have BKB on the CK.
Yeah, Burrow strike
BKB now
onto
back on the
Viper,
Razor, too.
They're just creating space as Razor's soloing down these racks. Absolutely no problem. Look at how fast he takes this. And Immortals forced to give it up, and at this point, SG's like, all right, AM definitely doesn't have buyback at this point.
Have to go for 2 here. But what did we see yesterday? It was the same situation. 4 racks down, and Mage was still able to pull through.
Oh, here we go. Here's the initiation. Ice Blast coming in with the coil applied only to 1 hero, though. It's a long stun thanks to that break. But I do believe it's going to be at the very least the melee racks going down. And at this point, I believe SG needs to get out. Burrow Strike, nice Ice Shards blocking 2 in, but they're going to force staff to safety.
They're looking for the turn.
Onto Razor. AM's back in 3 seconds. Phantasm's pop. They're going to jump in. They're going to destroy the Viper right off the bat. Do they want to continue? AM is back in the fray. Oh my god, Femi gets instant, buys back in the game immediately. Kyo blinks out to safety, can't really aggress. We've seen that one too many times this game. But this is 2 racks either way for SG. They can get out happy, or they can try to continue this, knowing that 2 are dead. 5 versus 3.
I don't want to see a repeat yesterday. They're going for it.
Oh my. Well, a lot of these illusions are dying, but this Rax is taking massive, massive damage. Razor's ult's about to go out, though. 30 seconds on the deck. Here comes
god, Bardino!
Oh, yeah, what in God's name was that initiation from Rubik? Looks like he's just creating space for that melee Rax. Epicenter comes in, not doing a whole lot of damage, but again, they can get mega creeps. This will be huge for them. Frev jumps in, trying to apply as much pressure as possible as everybody else is focusing on the Rax.
Still
Objective
a Razor
base
BKB.
Gaming. Puck jumps in with the coil onto. They do not care. That is another Rax, which means Mega Creeps goes the way of SG. They have full buyback, and I don't even know what to say. This feels like a big throw. This feels like a huge throw, this game.
I wouldn't even say a throw. I think it's just patience, honestly. They finally found their moment. They were kind of playing pretty flawlessly, right? I don't think they had the best split push.
Well, I meant more the AM blinking in that fight.
Well, I know, but, I mean, just a hard game, man.
Razor trapped inside. Looks like he'll fall. Ice Blast does hit. That is a team wipe for Immortals. But again, every single member for SG has buyback.
I absolutely love that play mid when they were going for that second set of racks in the mid lane. They started to kind of back away and fake it, and you could see Rubik was waiting and setting up, just waiting for that one stun setup so they go right back in with that stolen Ice Blast, help them secure the double lanes, and then eventually the Mega Creep. Such a fantastic way to burst that Viper instantaneously.
Man, best of 1 again.
All right, we've seen 4 racks.
Match.
A comeback from Mage. Can he do it against Megas?
It's not
I'm
impossible.
Actually, yeah. I'm still a little
We
hopeful.
actually have double buyback, surprisingly, from SG. They want to counteract this. This could be a big mistake if it falls flat. They're going to kill Rubik right away. Buyback on CK as well. They really want to prevent this Roshan. Is this going to be enough?
Someone's got to get in there.
Coming in. Burrow Strike is there. Onto a bunch of heroes.
He's
you see the Razor come in as well.
He's forced out.
BKB is available. Age is taken by QO as Razor stealing tons and tons of damage, but a nice force set from MP. Doesn't really do much right now. CK gets off the Chaos Bolt. Able to take him out. It's a 2-for-1 right now, but tons of buybacks coming through. AM dies, but that is the Aegis, of course. He will come back very shortly. Blinks out to safety. Can they find him? If they get this, this is 100% over. His Ancient Apparition looks to be dead. SG just cleaning every hero up. AM looks like he'll be okay if he wants to, but Puck might be in some trouble. Phase shift into Illusory Orb. He gets Burrow Strike. Beautifully done. Nice job from Leposa as they find it, and the Mega Creeps are going to work on this Ancient. The tier 4's down, GG is called, and Immortals is eliminated from Dota Pit. Gracious me, oh my, Trent.
Anti-Mage is not immortal. You can win games against this hero, everyone.